Oh, bow, ba da ba 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 bo. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the 2026 live stream. Hello, Christopher Dahl here. And welcome to my studio. It's a mess. Welcome aboard. I'm just firing this up early so I can check and make sure there aren't any weird things going on because, my streams are technically perfect for anyone that remembers them. Anyhow, welcome aboard and welcome to the studio. I have this little palette knife that I had rescued. Gosh, this is one I haven't used since before the move. It was in with some of my stuff, so I'm scraping a palette knife. Welcome to scraping a palette knife. Let's make this the most boring. Let's make this the most boring version whatsoever. We're shaving paint off the palette knife. Gosh, this is probably, I wonder which painting this one came from. It's a lot of blue and purple, but that's all right. We'll welcome aboard. We're gonna shave old paint off. You know what? I'm just gonna kind of call that good. Very big scary knife. Anyway, yeah. Hey, thanks for coming along early. If for those of you that are here early, I'm Christopher Dahl, space artist. Hey, there we go. No, seriously. The actual show's going to start at 3, about 10 minutes, but so far it's looking pretty good. Everything's holding up nicely in the. Gosh, that's nice. Yeah, everything's holding up nicely in the OBS. Light actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see, how are we looking over here? Yeah, there we go. So both cameras are working at the moment here. That's good. Awesome. Oh my God, we lost a viewer. Well, fine. See if I care. No, we're just getting rolling. Hey, if you are new to the channel, thanks for dropping by. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to. What we're gonna do today is I've got this board, little 10 by 15 inch illustration board. We're gonna paint a little scene. Typically, I do kind of space scenes, sometimes fun stuff. But I've been off it for a few months, so we're just going to play it by ear here. Anyhow, welcome aboard. Very cool. Let's see. That's going to check through some of the things. Yeah, this is the pre-game show for those of you just dropping in. I'm not that entertaining. Yeah. So let's see here. I'm just going to make sure we have that one and my Be Right Back. Yeah, the Be Right Back is right back. Got that on there. We're looking good with the camera. Okay. I'm not gonna do my desktops. Virtual camera. I don't want any of that. I got a virtual camera. I can't remember what that one is. Oh yeah, the virtual camera for the thing. Yes, for the thing. Bum ba da ba 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 da. There we go. And it looks good. Looks like the stream's coming through pretty strong. That's a good sign. There we are. Okay. Yeah, very good. All right. So yeah, I've got, what do I have here? I've been painting a lot with these acrylics. Golden fluid acrylics. And as you can see, my bin had a little accident. Very unfortunate. Chromium oxide green. So these are liquid paints. I've been having a lot of fun with them. I basically use these because they're thin enough for airbrush, right? And they're also very good for laying down good color on illustration board. And notice I'm not really too worried about this staying white. I've got crud all over it. It's going to be covered in paint. It'll be okay. Right. And then I have the trusty pencil. I think I'm going to pull something together. I didn't really do any streams over the fall, which is unfortunate. I missed a couple of really good recommendations for some of the fall Halloween streams. So I kind of want to come back to that. And there's one for sure that I think the crew here is going to remember nicely. So let's see. What else can we do? Oh yeah, the drink of choice. Haha, we have the remains of the day coffee, actually, which pretty much about the extent of the mind-altering substances I'm using today, which is coffee. Here, let me just move right on over there. Anyhow, welcome aboard. Without further ado, I might just go ahead and get rolling. This setup is about the eighth setup I've done in the studio here since I've been here. And it's here's what it is. Keep learning and going. I'm liking where it's going. I have a nice wraparound studio behind me here, and weirdly taking on a Star Trek: The Next Generation theme. There's a lot of Star Trek shit behind me. Imagine that. Oh, it's weird. I actually have. So it is a terrible mess back here. I've moved all of the ongoing projects into the space behind me. That's model projects and parts of model projects, painting projects. They were distributed. Now they're distributed here, which is actually helpful, believe it or not, for me. I'm yeah. Since primal organization of the studio has not been actually achieved, but we're very, very close. Yeah. So anyhow, this is a basement studio. So while the beautiful, almost over 50-degree weather out there in northwest Pennsylvania, we're recovering from snow. But this makes for a very nice climate-controlled studio. When well, I can't really say that. I've had a couple of climate disturbances in this studio in the last year. We had the humidity that hit. I had to basically evacuate the basement. It got so humid in here that none of the electronics were going where the painting was a disaster. So I know why that occurred, and it won't occur again, even if we end up with the weird sudden onslaught of heat and humidity that occurred within hours. That was exciting. So hopefully we won't be able to do that again. But hey. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're getting close to the actual 3 o'clock hour. You know what I'm going to do at 3 o'clock? Are almost there. We're getting very, very close. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the intro again, and you can pretend like you didn't see me. It'll be our secret. Yeah, awesome. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, and everybody, we're gonna roll live. One more time. Boom. Da da da. Ba da ba boo. Ba-dum. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. I need a new intro animation in the worst way. Hey, we got the Raoul Duke in the house. We have Rhonda. Greetings. The best space art show on the internet. The only space art show on the internet. Hey, what am I saying? Ah. Boom, boom, ba-dum, bum, ba-da, ba-ba, ba-da, boom, ba-dum, doo, 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 doo. Hey everyone, welcome back to Space Art by Christopher Dahl. Hello and welcome to my basement studio. Good to see everybody. We got Raoul Duke here. Hello, Raoul Duke. And Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda. It's good to see some familiar faces on the live stream. It's good to be back on the live stream. Thank you. Thank you for joining on a Friday afternoon. And it seems to be working. I remembered how to configure everything, I think. We'll see how long it goes before something explodes. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, welcome back to the basement studio here. It is an absolute disaster, but it's getting there. I'm surrounded by projects. But here on a Friday afternoon, maybe we'd get together and draw and paint something kind of fun. Hey, greetings. Oh, I love that one. That's a cool handshake. Excellent. Lots of I haven't been on in a while. I feel bad. But thank you for joining. We're gonna have some fun. I don't even have any background music queued up. It's gonna be just me breathing. And because I had this cool idea of putting my microphone over on this side, which is great, but it's attached to the desk. So I don't know. I'm gonna try not to make too much noise on that. We'll see. Okay. So serious artwork. Yeah, it's been a while. We're gonna try to do a few more of these, and I hope everyone's been doing okay. We're holding out. We're holding out nicely. The studio. One of the reasons I've got back in here is because I needed to make a lot of art, and I have been making a lot of art. I just haven't been posting a lot, and forgive me for that. It's been a year. So anyhow, boom. Let's kick on over here to the table. I have a nice 10-inch by 15-inch piece of illustration board, and apparently a tag from this old towel. There we go. So there were a couple of paintings. There were a couple of painting suggestions that came up right before Halloween that I very badly wanted to get to. One of them I was laughing at because I immediately there was suggestions from all of you in the chat. I don't remember who suggested alien abduction, but when that happened, I had a scene in my head that I thought would be fun and hilarious. So I am going to do that today. We're gonna do it on the quick. We'll see how just gonna knock this thing out and have a little fun, and we can hang out for the afternoon. Make some nice art. Make some fun things. Now this isn't gonna be like high art, okay? This may be I'd classify this maybe as more on the whimsical side of things. Yes, it's high art. It's high art, and you should spend money on it like you should. Yeah, that's the plan, right? There we go. Alrighty, let's get back to the table here. I've got a little pencil here. So I'm going to start with this. I think today we're going to be painting in. I've been having so much fun with these. This is the golden. They're high flow acrylics, and they're excellent for airbrushes, but they're also really good for brush painting. And I've been having a lot of fun with these. Unfortunately, I had a bit of container, and apparently my phthalo blue lead, because I've got my chromium green and several others are just covered in phthalo blue. Sober art. Oh yeah. I actually the only thing I've been drinking lately, honestly, is the old coffee here. Yay! Which I made some up before the live stream, so I'll be good and amped. Yes. For me, this is as good as amphetamines, right? So this is like me taking a gigantic dose of Vyvanse or something. Well, okay, that would be weird. That's a 12-hour release. This is like me going on Adderall, and you all get to benefit. No, actually, yeah, it's pretty fun. I've not this last August, but the August before, I just kind of as opposed to high art, right? Gotcha. Well, okay, we're not going to talk about that, but yeah, no, anyway. Yes. Yes, high art. That might qualify. Okay, anyway, back to it. There we go. How you been doing? How are all of you? I hope you all had a lovely holiday. I hope we did as well. Okay, so I got to set this scene. I've got my pencil. I have rediscovered the joys of my old, is it a 5mm? Yeah, my 0.5mm mechanical pencil. This particular mechanical pencil was one that I used back at Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan, when I was studying industrial design. And where I, as fate would have it, I should say, I met my lovely wife, Stephanie, who is very cool. And I'm very happy to say that she stuck around. The fool! No, anyway. No. Caffeine is a drug. A delicious drug. Yes. Are you limited the number of emojis? Yes, I am. I've got to revisit all the emojis on YouTube. I have no idea how many more I can have. They also don't, I have to double check on this. They don't animate the same way they did on Twitch. So part of me is getting a little bit annoyed at myself for having left Twitch. Because honestly, I think that Twitch has a better experience for all of you in terms of interacting with somebody during a live stream. YouTube is just, they're asleep at the wheel. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It's been like, I've been looking at all the emoji offerings from YouTube versus Twitch for like 4 years now, and they haven't improved greatly. That part to me is frustrating about leaving Twitch. Not to mention the fact that I had been building a pretty good thing there, but I haven't really given the YouTube experience a fair shake. Really, I didn't lean into it till we got here in wherever the fuck we are right now. No, we're good. We're good. It's all gonna be good. I promise. No, it's all great. It's all great. Yeah, where the fuck we are. Anyway, yeah. So, YouTube emoji. Raul Duke, I'm gonna be taking on myself to double check on that because we need more. I mean, I have a couple, right? I'm pretty sure that, but beyond like doing this. What's really annoying to me is the hand clappy one is actually an animated file, but they're just being stupid. They're being stupid. It even shows up in their like stuff. So maybe I haven't reached a level of popularity yet. Well, it would help if I kept coming on live streaming, but that's the case. Anyway, all right. What are we gonna do? I think. We need here. I'm just sort of trying to. This is me laying out the composition of a scene. This is me kind of like establishing relationships between a couple of the key elements that are being involved here. So maybe I do need to come back over this way. That's funny. Yeah, that'd be good. Here we are. So. If there's more slots for the emoji, I will work on doing that. I will work on getting them. Do I do a tour for that? We'll work that out in the final. Hey, everybody. I don't know if you're aware, but if any of you are in or near Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Art Museum... The Cincinnati Art Museum is about ready to have a Christopher Dahl exhibit. No, I'm kidding. No, it is not. Not yet, anyway. The fools. The short-sighted fools. No. The Cincinnati Art Museum has an exhibit on the art of Mad Magazine, which, I think we're all adults here of a certain age when we remember going into the 7-Eleven on the, after school or something and, picking up the latest version of Mad Magazine to irritate your parents and don't catch them giggling at it the same time that when they read it on their own. So yeah, Mad Magazine. I would like to figure out how to go see this exhibit. It's good through March 4th. So anyway, if you happen to be in the area, it looks like it looks great. I mean, I don't know. I think that would be worth not only visiting the art museum itself, because, art museum, and why not, but Mad Magazine. Come on, man. Mad Magazine, right? There we go. Yeah. Be really cool. Complete opposite side of the state. Yeah, I know. And it's a long drive for us too, Rhonda. I don't exactly have the budget for travel. I don't exactly have a budget travel budget right now. Anyway. This is very important. I don't know how far I'm going to go with this, but let's see. We need what's going on here? There's something funky about this. If it comes up and around, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's like a 6-hour drive. Yeah, I don't drive. You don't drive. Yeah, I understand, Rhonda. I am so sorry. I get that. We are our driving has been somewhat limited as well. That'd be the best way to put it. I don't have a good eraser. I can't believe I didn't bring an eraser. Hang on a second. Maybe I have one. Let me just see if I've got a better one. Just got out of dailies. Hello, Wes. Greetings. I hope that the dailies went well. Anyway, we were just talking about the Mad Magazine exhibit over in Cincinnati. If I can figure out how to get to it, I will. Anyway. But good to see everybody. This is fun. It's like getting the band back together, right? Yeah, very cool. How'd the dailies go, Wes? Hopefully pretty okay. All right. Trying to work out a crazy. We're working on a crazy UFO here, right? I need. Oh, actually, since this is flying, this thing's flying fast. So what we're gonna have to do is sorry about that. I got into my head a little bit. There we go. Hey, there we are. So we're doing an alien abduction, and I think that we probably need to have a dude, right? There we go. It did. You showed 9 shots, 7 approved in the first pass. Oh, very cool. Congratulations. That's awesome. Boy, yeah, that's a hurdle actually, because as I understand it. So yeah, getting it in one pass is congratulations. There we go. I have to give our like little driver here, our little UFO driver guy, and he's gonna be driving with great intensity. I'm gonna give him these like ridiculous. There we go. Got our alien up there. And this is probably going to be some kind of long articulated. Yeah, let's do it like an articulated arm. Let's do that. I hope you can see my pen. I'll try to draw in the pencil a little heavier so we can kind of see what's going on here as this is developing. Let's just do that. Bump bump. I've been trying a really pretty cool trick with my what are we abducting? I'm gonna just like, let's let it play out, shall we? let's just see where the art brings us, shall we? We're gonna desperately try not to get thrown into a Venezuelan jail here. Oh man! Oh, I just gouged it. We're gonna be abducting something. Anyway, yes. I kind of feel like, cows as an abduction subject is pretty funny, like really, but I kind of think abducting people is entertaining. Hey, Arts of Space, how you doing? Glad to catch me streaming. Hey, glad to be streaming. Thank you. Been a few months. Welcome back. Thank you. Sorry, we're not doing any music in the background today. I have to sort that out. I let my Spotify. I was using Spotify for a while, and I just decided I'm kind of done. Grabbing a pig. Good one. Rhonda is closer to the mark than Okay. So I love Mars Attacks for one, and I love the movie Paul, which is kind of like It's Mars Attacks the sequel, but stoned. I don't know. I think we got to have we got to have like the Jetsons style glass on this guy. I don't know. I can't I can't ascribe a gender to this alien since I don't really know their morphology. So yeah, there we go. Yes, we're abducting a pig. All right, but yeah. Anyway, I think one of you at one point. See, this is where I kind of bugged. Like this shouldn't come up this high. I would like more space up here. Maybe I'll just be, yeah. I kind of drew this up there a little high. So I did take this and move it down like that. There we go. Is a claw machine arm part of the abduction lore? No, unless you, okay, so if you're in the old Mars Attacks bubblegum cards, it was. But yeah. Voink. Da, 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 da. This to me has started to take on the feel of like a those tentacle things that were in the Matrix. I forget what the Sentinels. That's what they call the Sentinels. You know, there's like the 90s movies. I can't believe how long ago they are. Oh my gosh. And it feels just like yesterday. Isn't that terrible? I mean, oh my gosh. I remember seeing movies like The Matrix and what did we watch the other day? Cruel Intentions, which is to this, it's horrific by modern standards, but still, you know, what can you say? Was it Cruel Intentions, that Star Trek First Contact, The Matrix, and what was the Fifth Element? There we go. There we are. And then we have to have like an absurdly huge claw. There we go. Little claw in the end. Well, absurd. I know it's in the background, so it's not going to be that huge. But and then I think we need some wreckage of a house. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna draw a little house down here. This is gonna be our background element here, right? And it's gonna be broken into right through the middle. There we go. Oh wait, this has to be that way. Yeah, there we go. And then like, you know, little car garage. That's it. A garage. There we go. Yes, exactly. Anyway, I got to. Hey, Wes, thanks for joining. Catch it a little bit. Thank you for hanging out. We'll be doing more. I promise. We're gonna be doing more of these. Maybe I should have drawn this guy a little bit bigger, but anyway. Yeah, this is going to be tricky to maybe there's too much going on down there. I don't know. But anyhow, we'll correct it in the paint, right? Let's put the house on a hill. We got kind of a hill thing going on here. We'll put a little car in the driveway if we can get to it. What kind of car is this person going to have? Probably some kind of, I don't know, some kind of SUV of some sort. There we are. We're going to have some boards coming out of the top like this and a, you know, like that. There we go. All right. And then a little background-ish action here. Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry, went off the page. There we go. All right. Okay, I'll pop my head off. Whoa, hello, I'm still there. I'm good. Okay, cool. I'll pop my head off there. All right, so we've got kind of a nice balance scene. This is going to be really hard to. This is tinier than I'd suspected, but I think I can make it work. There we go. And then we'll do some nice fancy activities here, and maybe we'll do a tree line. What do you think? Tree line right here. Going to do it in paint. Tree line over here. And you know, hills in the background kind of thing. There we go. And road. Maybe a couple more houses down in the hills over there. There we go. No house in the background over there. House in the background over here. There. All right, cool. And then maybe what we need to do is have a couple more, like one or two more of these guys right up there. Again, I'm calling them guys, and I have no idea. I don't know the morphology of these aliens, so I shouldn't be assigning gender, but I am. There we go. All right, cool. When they picked me up, they didn't use a claw machine arm, and the house was intact. They were kind. You had the friendly ones, such as they were. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they just kind of said, "Hey, get in here," and you're like, "All right." No, I know they use they use some kind of ray gun that limits your ability to say no, which is a lot like bourbon. Hey, we got the bourbon gun here. Let's just fire that at him. Instantly, everyone's turned into Don Draper. Anyway, yes, I think Don Draper was pretty fond of Canadian Club. That was the one he was. Yeah, I see that on the show. We've been rewatching Mad Men. I think it's on HBO Max. Yeah, they did like a whole 4K high res upscale of it, and they've been working on it for years. Oh, the ones that offer you candy, exactly. Hey kid, some candy? Come on, let's go. We're off to Candy Mountain, kid. There we go. All right. Woohoo. Oh, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun and insane. Anyway, so the trick that I'm not going to do the whole stage of it here, but I've watched a lot of other illustrators that will go ahead and work out an entire scene like this in pencil and cover it with clear gesso, and then it just becomes kind of an exercise of filling in the stuff. So we're going to do something kind of like that, maybe. It's going to get a little messy. The paint tends to pick up this stuff, so we'll just see how it goes. Alien Candy and Free Ride in the Sky. Who could say no? Exactly. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh! Hey, thanks for everyone for joining with me today. Again, welcome to the studio. It's a little messed up in here. It's just because I'm rearranging, and which is about the 5th time I've done that or more. I can't remember. I even have my telescope in here. I got my telescope down in here. It's been way too cloudy. I can go out the door. I've got a doorway right here. I can go out the door and set up the telescope, but it's just been cloudy. It's really unfortunate. So right now, Orion is out. It's fantastic. Anyhow. Okay, let's see if we can get ourselves a little sky action. So I've been kind of using these little, oh yeah, they're little yogurt cups. There we go. Let's get some titanium white and I want phthalo blue. I've been enjoying my cerulean blue for the skies. All right, so let's get some of this in here. Bum, bum, bum. Actually, in case I cause problems, I am going to go ahead and move this out of the way temporarily. We're going to see if we can get this going. Here we go. Boom. Mix up some sky. It is the Orion time of the year. It is indeed. It is. All right, I got a little cerulean blue in there. I'm going to add a touch of my high flow medium. I'm enjoying having just a bit of this, just because it kind of helps break up the surface tension a little bit. Not that I'm going to need it on this illustration board. We'll see how this goes. Also, your favorite sky color. Mine too, Rhonda. You know, I realized for the longest time, I was mixing up my own sky color from phthalo blue, white, and some other stuff, which actually is a very good way to do it. And if you get cerulean blue hue, it's kind of what you're doing, right? Anyway, I like the cerulean blue for skies too, Rhonda. I really do. Anyhow, I'm gonna get us a lighter than that. That's gonna end up being a very dark. I want a little bit lighter. And I really should be parsing this out a little bit better, but I'm gonna do that. A little bit of this. And I think I want to gray it down just a touch. I have this, what's my favorite? Titan Buff. This is an off-white. It's kind of like a, yeah, you can kind of see it's a little cream colored. I'm going to use it. I never used blueberry yogurt. I got to add that to the list of supplies. Well, blueberry is very good, and if you get blueberry, raspberry, and then like a good orange or tomato, you're tomato yogurt. Tomato. Jesus. Yeah, right. Oh boy, he's lost his mind, folks. Yes. Well, I most of the time I was using my flat, flat palettes and stuff, but sometimes I kind of just want to color and go. So I think I'm just going to do that one. All right, let's see how this was going to work here. Righty, switching back to my bit right here. Let's see how we can set the stage, right, folks? Set the stage. Let's find ourselves a nice. Actually, I have an irrational fear of being abducted by aliens. Not sure where it comes from. Were you abducted by aliens? Maybe seeing fire in the sky as a kid. That was a spooky movie. Yeah, like that one surprised me how spooky that movie was. Let's put it that way. All right, I think I want my I'm gonna go with a wider brush here. Okay, I get a little water in this. There we go. There we are. That should do nicely. And let's just see if we can get some background in here. Now, I used to do this primarily with casein, right? And today we're gonna avoid that. So we're just gonna get down some sky color on here. Oh, it's going down very nicely. I'm not gonna sky color. I think I'm just gonna paint straight over. Wow, that's really opaque. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Right. So I'm just gonna kind of go around the ship. I want to retain the ship and the dome, the Jetsons dome, right? Actually, I should, yeah, because it'll be slightly miscolored on the inside. We're going to get it slightly lighter. There we go. Let's just get ourselves a nice field of sky on here. And then come down the side. Set the tone, set the scene. Great movie. Oh, yeah, that was a good movie. I used to read any UFO book I could get my hands on in the school library, which was weird that I went to a Catholic school primarily. The Catholic school is what really broke my head originally. I give them credit for breaking my skull, not in a good way. But they had a lot of UFO books. Maybe it was the UFO books you were reading, Chris, that got you off. Nah, it wasn't that. That was my saving grace, right? My escape, if you will. Okay, so this is working out so well that I think I am just going to fill this in. There we go. But yeah, I remember reading all of the Barney, Barney and Betty Hill, not Benny Hill. That's the British version. No, there's a bunch of them. And they always ended up on shows like Project UFO, all the main ones. Well, the Barney and Betty Hill, everyone knows that one. They're not sure if they weren't just crazy and pretending, which is always a possibility. But yeah, I was like, what do you mean? Okay, so I was sci-fi spacey enough to be like, okay, there's aliens, and apparently they're abducting people. So yeah, that manifested itself as a traumatic fear for the longest time. Like, wait a second, all these books are telling me about these. The adults around me are saying, no way, man, not happening. But the kids, we all know better, right? We all absolutely know better. The adults aren't telling us everything. Bum, 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 bum. I wasn't going to go that far down, but that's okay. We'll do that. Lost a little bit of that. This is one seriously dark blue sky. I probably should have gone a little bit lighter, but we'll work it out, right? We'll work it out. Benny Hill music should play along with this painting. Oh, please. There's an entire generation of people that think that Benny Hill is proper British comedy. And we worked very hard to try to eliminate that that concept. Not genius, I guess that'd be the yeah. Anyway, Don't get me wrong. Many a late nights, we would watch Benny Hill on the old. What did it come on? I can't remember which one. I think it came on. Wasn't a Canadian station. I think it was. I think it was either Channel 20 or Channel 50 out of Detroit. Anyway, so yeah, the late night, like the Friday night sleepover with friends was like Space 1999 at around 11 o'clock or midnight, and then you'd kind of stick around and see what other stuff came up, and invariably Benny Hill found its way in. So there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I am going to go ahead and just sort of fill this in, fill that in, fill this in. Maybe I can work up a brighter. Let's see. Hang on. I've got I got my brushes. All my brushes down here. But see, what happened was, it wasn't long after Benny Hill, kind of hit the American TV circuit like a brick. But then you would start finding evidence of Monty Python's Flying Circus, and then we're like, oh, okay, oh, there we go. That's the stuff, right? That is actually the stuff. Okay, I'm pouring a little bit of my my sky color in here. I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit with some. I'm just gonna put in some straight white. I don't mind at all. Give this a little mix up here, and maybe I'll do just a little bit more of the titanium buff, because this will trend. This will probably trend towards green and gray, which is exactly what I would like. So there we go. Alrighty. What I really like about these paints, and I do like it, is that they are, they thin out nicely. And look, this just goes right on. It reminds me of the K-Scene, basically. The same principle, but in acrylic. It is. You will face warpage of your board the way you're seeing me right here, which is unfortunate, but that's all right. Well, we'll get there. All right, I'm just going to kind of follow the contours of the ground that I had established, and we'll fill in the details. Fill in the details with paint. Yes. All right, here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Just want to get some sky tones in here. There we go. Kind of coming in with this lighter blue, hoping that I haven't completely overloaded the paper. Yeah, there's a whole trick to getting your sky just gorgeous doing this, and I'm probably not being very careful, but we're just having fun, right? We're just having fun. I definitely should have gone lighter. That's unfortunate, but we'll work it. It is just paint after all, so we can absolutely go lighter. Do. Besides, I like leaving the dry brush strokes in, because it kind of makes it look like backgrounds from the Jetsons, or Tom and Jerry or something. We're going to see a little daylight through the house there. That is going to be a white house, by the way. Venezuela this time of year should be gorgeous. Yeah. Mr. Bean, more of a proper British comedy. Absolutely. Rowan Atkinson. And if you're going Rowan Atkinson, I have to say, Blackadder. When some of those started showing up, we were just like, oh my God, you've got to be effing kidding me. All right, let's get a little teal in the action. Mr. Bean's more of a proper, yeah, okay, I just got that one. Anyhow, so here we got a good sky going, but I'm feeling a need to do something else with it. So let's go right ahead and Go with it. I'm not feeling quite done with it with the sky yet. A little bit more of my that stuff. I'm getting kind of. I went sort of teal and much more white. So I think what I'm going to do here. There we go. All right. Boom. Go back to the wider brush. I'm kind of feeling like I definitely want to lighten this up a bit. Here we go. So I'm just going to do this. And I'm covering up just a bit of this, I know. But I really feel like I wanted to lighten this up a bit. So that's just the way it's going to go. But I can still see my marks. They're faint, and they probably aren't visible to you guys and ladies, everybody. There we go. But we're just going to do it anyway. We're just going to get some lighter color up here. Let's just get that around this guy. Dangerously, I've got my water right up next to where my paintbrush is, so that's only going to end poorly. Yeah. There we go. This is no way to do this, but we'll get there. We'll get there just fine. All right. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. All right, let's just see how this all dries as we go through the rest. And there we go. Wonderful. Hey, having a good time? We are having a fun time today. A little UFO abduction scene going. All right, now I need some ground. Ground. And I think for the ground, we're going to go with, let's see, this is the vanilla Greek yogurt mixed berry one. So there we go. We're going to go a little mixed berry this time, folks. Titan Green Pale. Ooh, let's start with that. All right. Titan Green Pale. I bought this color specifically to do the colors of the Enterprise, because there is actually a formula for that ship's color, and it involves some greens, some yellow greens. There we go. All right. I'm going to come in here with some green, Titan green. This is the first part of the ground here. Oh, face off. There we go. That's like completely covering that stuff up. And now I'm going to come in with a chromium green oxide. Or should I do green gold? Nah, we're going to go chromium green oxide. A little darker green, basically, is what we're coming down with. And we're going to just... There we go. So what I'm trying to do is depict kind of like grass and ground here. So yeah. Hey, Twin Cap 7, how you doing? How you a little late for the pot? Hey, the pot. You're never too late for the party. The party's always here, man. Greetings. Yeah, we're having a good time. We're just we're getting down our notes here. We're taking notes, taking names, trying not to piss off the man. Bum bum ba 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 boo doo doo. There we go. All right. Yo yo yo. Greetings. So we got ourselves a little scene going on here. And yeah, this is fun. I did draw it in. I'm just trying to get my colors down. Ooh, that's pretty fun. Now it is making it bow a little bit, but I'm just gonna kind of go with it. I found that there's a couple of ways to prevent this. One is if you're prepared, you can gesso the backside, and that will sort of help suppress this. But the other thing you can do is don't go so wet. As you can see, I went pretty thick with the wet paint on here, so it's just going to kind of soak in. And once that does, it'll bow back out. You got snow finally, did you? Awesome! Congratulations. We actually are finally losing our snow. So I think you got our snow. No. Yeah. Very cool. Whoops. Hold on. Oh, I just lost my. It wouldn't be a show if I didn't drop something. That's a very important part of the Space Art by Christopher Dell live stream is things breaking. But yeah, happy Friday afternoon, everybody. If any of you need a get out of meeting card, sort of like a note from your doctor, go ahead and just tell them that you got to get a live stream to watch. Yeah, this is very important. Yeah, we're just tell them you're gonna watch me. Say, Christopher Dahl's on, and I have to go. Which means a heater blower immediately dies on your truck. Oh, blowers. Oh my gosh. Vehicles. Yeah. It's been a year of vehicle repairs, so you have my sympathies there, sir. Twin Cam 7. I did a pretty killer repair of my Pacifica, I have to say, in spite of the fact that car is pretty old. But I just sort of wrapped my hands around a couple of wrenches and cracked into my knowledge of vehicle repair and went for it. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I myself am getting just done with repairing vehicles, but that's okay. We the benefits outweigh the hazards for sure. Good luck with your blower. Always good when a truck with 6,000 miles has electrical issues. Oh my god, that's the truck that lost the blower motor. Oh man. Well, yeah. Just chuck that. Just take the old blower motor out of your vehicle. Go back to where you bought it. Chuck it through the window. Oh my gosh, that's so painful. Okay. What do I need here? We are going to go with, all right. So, okay, at a Mexican restaurant with a big margarita. Hey, I'd like a bowl of chips, please. Wes, go ahead and put an order for a, let's see, what do we want here? Well, chili rellenos for sure, right? And I'm kind of in the mood for something with a mole. So see what they've got there, Wes, okay? Here we go. And I'll take a margarita. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, pass that around, will you? So I think for my UFO, I'm going to go with kind of standard stainless steel one. But what I want to do is I want to fill this in. So I'm going to get this. This is a neutral gray, 8. It's pretty cool. So it's not white is what it is, right? Anyhow, so let's get this back in. Yeah, it's late. Gonna try to change my wife's brakes and rotors this weekend. Woohoo! Next week, feel like a man. Brakes and rotors. Now, I haven't done brakes in a very long time. I have done them, but that's also coming up on the old aging vehicle repair list. Brakes and rotors. Very important. That's very cool. Margaritas are shaken always. Yes. uh, yeah. Gosh, margarita sounds good. So even though I've kind of walked away from drinking alcohol, it doesn't mean that I don't go back to it every now and then. I wasn't religious about it. So yeah. All right, let's get some paint down. This is the upper end of the saucer here. And it's not going to look much different than what's on there, but you'll get the idea. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. God, that actually sounded like, weirdly, Lord of the Rings music. How weird is that? Okay, we're gonna get this down here. I'm just trying to preserve the midline a little bit, but we'll get some of this on. The inspiration for this is a little bit of Mars Attacks, a little bit of the movie Paul, which I adore, which I still think is a very good movie, very much worth your time, and just my brain, right? Just my brain, my weird fucking brain, man. I tell you. All right, let me see if I can chase this. I have to go to a smaller brush here in just a second, but we're gonna make this work. There we go. All right, there we go. Lord of the Rings had music? Damn, I don't remember that. Jesus. Whole thing's like it's like musical wallpaper, that whole fucking movie, man. I don't, is there any scene in Lord of the Rings where there is no ambient music? I mean, it suffers from the same thing as like some of the later Star Treks, where it's just like, dun, 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 dun. I was picking up a walnut. Anyway. I'm kidding. All right, let's just see if we can chase this. Chasing the tail. That's what this is. Chasing the tail. And the inspiration for this part are like the tentacle things from the Matrix. What were they called again? Sentinels. The Sentinels. That's what they were. I don't know. I swear I watched it with the sound on. Yeah, there was. Isn't that like one of the things that actually got like what one of the dozens of awards was for music, right? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's get the house in here. As I said, this is a white house. I'm going to start in with painting it gray, but we'll get the forms in here, right? It is a white house. White house. White house. White house. There we go. We'll get some my favorite. I went and saw the second movie, The Two Towers, with my good friend Scott, and crowded theater, right? Like we were just like jammed in. A couple more houses in the background down there. There we go. Another house back over there somewhere. Yeah. And he loudly says, "Those leaves look so fake." Right in the middle of the movie. Those leaves look so fake. It really was not a comment appreciated by the nerds surrounding us. So yeah, it was pretty excellent, right? All right, we need a driveway and we need a hint of a road. Yeah, there we go. We need a hint of a road through here. There we go. There we are. Oh, sorry, it fell out of the scene. There we go. Yeah, brakes are easy. My F-150 has torque values higher than what my hand tools can handle. Ooh, that's not fun. I've our Pacifica is particularly an old car. It is a 2005, so it's like, ancient, right, by car standards. It everything's actually in excellent shape except for the shit that's broken. I feel like a quick shocks, brakes, rotors, all that good stuff is really going to make it feel like a brand new car. Especially since there's very little rust. So, there we go. All right, enough about that. Cars. I do enjoy talking about all the technical stuff that is thwarting our lives. Anyway, all right, let's get some alien alien skin going, shall we? There we go. What I've done is I've taken the greens that I had. I'm just kind of mixing it in with some of that gray, and we're just going to come in here and see if we can't get this dude. Again with the dude, Mr. Doll. You don't know. I don't know the morphology of the alien, so I can't identify if this is a male or female. I'm not sure. I just keep saying dude. Forgive me. Just a. That's just the way it is, right? So we're leaning forward. We have the ubiquitous green gray of the alien itself. I'm leaving some spots for the eyes. Maybe I shouldn't do that. There we go. I switched from air to electric impact wrench, never going back to air. Oh, that's what I've been hearing is, yeah, that's... I haven't actually owned any air tools to speak of, so I'm in the same position. But, for sure, everyone I've been seeing is absolutely going for the electric ones. Like even newcomers to the business are pretty much not buying air tools, which makes a lot of sense actually. All right, here we go. We're gonna get a little. I got some blue. I got my blue that we used before, and since we're looking through glass, it's okay if this is a little funky, right? And then I'm gonna get, since I have blue on here, we're going to catch the reflection of the sky across here. So we're going to just do a little bit of blue, load the brush. And it's kind of going to mix in a little bit with the gray that's down there. There we go. That's kind of what we wanted to do. All right. That's going to actually help place it in the scene. I need to kind of do the same with the ground. Let's do, where's that green again? There we go. There we go. Hey, how you doing today? Welcome aboard. Hey, thank you, everybody, for being here this Friday afternoon. It makes me feel good. I appreciate it. Let's do a little fun scene here. Welcome aboard. I'm just kind of getting down some base colors, just for the fun stuff. And, yeah, we're going to start filling in details as we go. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I just flung that. Very good. I'm not sure if doing green all the way across the bottom is the way to go, but we'll find out. Yep. Yeah. This paint is a little wet, so there we are. All right. Where did my gray go? Where did my gray go? Bum 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 bum. There we go. Funny how one takes off the pants name. Wait a second. Funny how one takes out the pants name and now he's not recognized. Oh, that's right. Hey, Jean-Marc, how you doing? Forgive me. Jean-Marc, I got a painting for you. You won one last year, and I haven't forgotten about you. So thanks for joining me on here. Let's drop contact information and see if I can get a painting to you. Jean-Marc here. Won the drawing for the painting I did last year, and I never did a damn thing about it. Sorry. Yikes. Anyhow, welcome aboard at Haz Montreal. Let's see. I gotta get this thing in here. All right. Everything's wet now. Everything's wet on this board, so I can't do a thing until this kind of sets up for a minute. There we go. All righty. Let me bring this on in here. I also don't have a torque wrench that big. Mine tops out at 90. Yeah, so it's a good reason to go buy some more tools, right? All right, folks. It's just about an hour, a little over an hour into it. I'm going to take a short break, just to run and take care of bio stuff, and I will be right back. And as this sets up, we're going to get some details into this and make this really sing and pop. So don't go away, everybody. I'll be right back. Very dry in this house. Alrighty, here we go. Where are we? Okay. Hey, we're back. Thank you so much for waiting. I appreciate it. Da-da-da. John Mark says you're the one that gets the genre right. Everyone says Gene's Mark. Jeez, almost like nobody ever saw Star Trek: The Next Generation, for God's sakes. Well, I worked with a few Jeans from Montreal, even. So yeah, very cool. Excellent. Alrighty, we are underway with painting some form of alien life form. There we go. The alien life form taking it away. Here we are. So, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining and coming to the studio with me. Let's see if we can't keep going. We're gonna keep going here. I'm gonna get myself a little bit of a dark. I've got some raw umber here, and so I don't endanger the painting. I'm gonna move it while I do this. There we go. I need a good kind of like dark, so I'm gonna go with some raw umber. There we go. And I think I would like, just because there's green in there, I want a little bit of my chromium green that I used on the ground there. All right, and a little bit of my sky blue, I think. There we go. And I think I want some Yeah, there we go. Let's just see what this turns up like, shall we? It's a very greenish, bluish, grayish. Okay. Yeah. Da, 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 da. All right, I'm just gonna go heavy-handed now, and let's put in a. Actually, getting low on my black. How is your corner of the world doing? Happy New Year to all. Thank you. We are. So I have been hard at work in the studio. I went a little dark. The end of 2025. I want to thank you all for sticking around through all of that. Yeah, it was just a lot going on. It was too much to handle a lot of different things, and I took the time to sort of recover with the family over the holidays. Now we are here in 2026. Isn't it great? Hey, Nanu, how you doing, Nanu? Good to see ya. Hey, I just Pickles is out here asking about you, Nanu. Now we are yeah, we're moving onwards, moving up, right? Moving up. There we go. All right, let's get some trees in here, shall we? So we got our little scene. We got our little we're doing a little alien abduction today, folks. There we go. I think I want a different brush than this. Let me find something that would be a little more chaotic. I need a chaos brush. Oh yeah. Oh, check this out. I had this brush. Oh my gosh, it was so dead. This brush was so dead that I just ended up using it as an effects brush, but I got it cleaned out. Still dark, sadly. Yeah, we're having a great time in 2026. Awesome. Now it's gonna get better, people. We're almost to the bunker scene. I promise. You just have to have faith, right? All right, let's get some trees in here. I'm just gonna. I'm doing happy little. These are distance trees, okay? So we're gonna do some distance trees, maybe a little forest, a little happy forest here. Happy little trees. All right, there we go. A couple over there. There we go. A couple back over there. Right. I could be there in 4 hours. That's right. Awesome. Hey, I hope you're all doing well this year too. Actually, I know it's not been fun for some of us. Hey, we're all hoping that it's going to get better. Yeah. All right, let's get a little. We're gonna do a little shrubbery down. I'm gonna do a little mailbox down here, and some of this. And then we're gonna do a tree behind this house. There we go. There's a nice, I don't know, some kind of tree. I'm not sure. And some shrubs in the front of the house. Oh, here, let me get my face out of the way. There we go. And my microphone, actually. There we go. We're gonna do some shrubs. And let's do some tall trees back here, shall we? This is like one big tree. All right, it's form of a spruce, right? Wonder Twin powers activated. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. And we'll do one next to it. Why not? It's got like a little. Little shrub action down there. Let's see. A little bit over there and that one. There we go. I think I need some distance trees. Let's do a little. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my blue here, light blue, and mix that on in. There we go. So now we get a little lighter version. Now we're gonna get some less paint down there. Do some distance ones. There we go. We're gonna do some distance trees. See, these are coming in a little lighter. There we go. Like there's a forest for the trees in the background, right? Okay. Bad jokes. Bad jokes. There we go. All right, get a little distance going in there, shall we? Shape of the larch. Number 24, the larch. Number 25, the feather. Rare. Number 26. Oh boy, yeah, the larch is probably, yeah. That's a good one. Good one. You got me. You got me. I probably could give you the whole list, right? The very end tip of the elbow. Right, that's the other one. All right, let's get some of these in here. Oh, no, too dark, too dark, too dark, too dark. All right, well, that's just peachy, isn't it? I'll get a few more down along there. Get a few more. And we got a little shade lights coming in this way, so shade of the house will be like over here, and this is going to be like yard and lawn detail. There we go. Form of the bristlecone spine. This pine. Yeah, right, exactly. All right, there we go. What's really missing though in this is a little bit of a good, I need like a yellow oxide. No grass. If you've ever lived in the Midwest, like spring and summertime, your grass is never green, right? My God, I love your painting. Oh, thank you so much. Inspire you so much. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we just get out and have fun and paint, right? That's kind of our whole thing here. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna keep doing some more. I've in my convalescence here the last couple of months, I've been basically working out how to shift things in the studio, right? So I've had a lot of promising to do something and then something falls apart and it just dies, right? Which pretty much describes fucking all of 2025. Had to throw an F-bomb in there. Anyway. Yeah. So we're working from a little different place here. I'm gonna get some yellows in here while I yap, right? Oh, come back to this. Yeah, there we go. So you got a little bit of some yellow tones on in there. There we go. Especially on this side of the house. This is probably all like completely dried up. Yeah, so it's instead of saying I'm just going under the I'm just gonna work on the just do stuff, right? So there we go. We're just gonna do things, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do things, do fun things, and fingers crossed, right? Do more, talk less, and that's working out pretty good. We're actually we're getting somewhere. We're really kind of, it's working. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get a little bit of my dark here. A little bit of this, and we're gonna. When I'm using these colors, I kind of you get a few of them together. I just sort of grab what I can and mix because I need a roof. I need a roof line right here on this house. This house needs a roof, and it is going to. I kind of was thinking that this would be sort of a just an old style, like 1950s kind of house, I guess you could say. And then the vehicle right in there. We're gonna get that down. There we go. A little garage door action there. A couple of windows. I'm keeping this very, very loose, right? This is like the equivalent of a sketch painting, right? That's kind of what I'm doing here. Nothing too fancy. Get some of these. Oh, this is gonna need some white. There we go. That. But I do find that when you limit yourself, I haven't really pulled out a lot of colors, right? I think I pulled out 5. So you got to resist the urge to like just go crazy and always grab every color under the sun, right? That's not going to do. All right. So as roof is going to be a little bit of that. You're doing cardio while watching a masterpiece in the works. Oh, thank you. That word masterpiece is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, but I appreciate the thought. Thank you. Yes. Good luck with the cardio. What are the motivations for this abduction? Probably just to cause pain, I suspect. Revenge? Irritation? generally just tired of the bullshit. I don't know. The aliens don't have a lot of, aliens don't have a lot of patience for bullshit, right? And chicanery and stupidity. So they're just going to come right in and they're going to let you know. All right, so we need some. There we go. I need some shadow zones there on that side of that house, a little bit over there on that one, a little bit on this, and grabbing some blue there. There we go, and kind of. Didn't file his taxes, among other things. Yep. All right. Yeah, there we go. Or just, generally got in the way. That's a viable one. All right, let me see if I can't get back in here and depict our poor unfortunate victim here. I think I've got the paint up to a point where I can do that. Well, I just bumped everything. I got a nice. I think I need a smaller brush than this. Let me grab. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a smaller brush than that. Here we go. So the pro tip today: if you need to rescue paint off your brushes, like if your brushes get a bunch of paint in them and you think they're dead and you're about ready to throw them out, you don't have to throw them out. You Murphy's oil soap. You just soak them in the soak your brushes overnight in straight Murphy's oil soap, just a little bit of it, and it seems to work out very well. Okay, so we got a coat and oh, this guy was so small. He really was tiny. There we go. We're just gonna have to go with it. Bump up. This is feet. This is a foot. And tiny hands. Tiny hands. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now we just need the machine, right? Is this acrylic or oil? The extraterrestrial revenue service. I like it. This is acrylic. Thank you for asking. I'm using today. Let me grab a tube. I'm using Golden. You can't see it because I got paint all over that one. They're all a disaster. Golden high flow acrylics. They're very liquid. They're good for paint airbrushes, right? And let's get this thing out here. I had like this long, very aggressive looking tendril that was just going to clamp on to this guy. So I think I'm going to. I had one coming on this side, but I don't like it as much. I kind of like the idea of it just being a hook that grabs the guy. You hate oil, to be honest. Oh, that's too bad. I adore oil. In fact, I've got some paintings that are off camera here that are underway in oils. Oh my god, they're just two different. They're just two different things, right? You just have to be prepared for the differences. But oils, oh my gosh, I adore oils. Are you kidding me? I see the appeal, to say the least. So I'm going to detail this up as I'm going along here. We're just going to kind of do one of these. There we go. But I think with every kind of paint, doesn't matter what paint you have, you absolutely, it's best to, if you're, before you judge too harshly on any one kind, make sure you're trying out a good artist series, like an artist variety, artist grade paints, because a lot of times, and this is what I would do when I would try a new paint, like acrylic or something like that. Your tendency is to be like, I'm going to get the cheapest one I can possibly get, the cheapest set of paints I could possibly get. And that usually means that you're compromising quality and you're not really going to be able to assess the medium fully. I mean, you're going to get there, right? You're going to get close, but before you completely rule out any one media, yeah, take some time to work with it in a proper fashion. You might be surprised. I decided when I was going to jump into oils, I had a good friend of mine in my model club was just getting out of painting, and he sold me his entire collection of oil paints on the cheap, by the way. I am very, I kind of felt bad, but I think he saw, struggling artist, which is something that someday I hope to get away from in terms of my, the whole thing. But anyway, he was very kind and sold me the whole box. Now, his collection had both, professional grade and, the kind of student grade stuff, which is great. And it was a lot of it. I mean, it was quantities of stuff. So I was able to kind of go, all right, let's give it a shot, right? And that's exactly what I did. I was since I was able to assess both, I was able to work with both artist grade and student grade. And I can tell you right now, from the start, the difference will surprise you. Yes. My rotted brain can't wait for paint to dry. Right? Their budget is huge, isn't it? Twin Cam 7. Yeah. It all depends on which element of this you think is ice. Well, so about that, Locke, is I watched a lot of tutorials on oil painting, but I just didn't like it. Yeah. It is entirely a different experience from acrylic, casing, watercolor, any of the above. And yes, there will be sort of a wait time, but there's also ways around that, which is really great. One, obviously, is to use a nice medium. So like your Liquin or any kind of a Galkyd that will speed up drying time. And understand that most of the time when you're working on a large painting, you're not going to be doing it in one afternoon sitting, right? So it's okay for there to be a little delay between step 1 and step 2. And if you can eliminate the wait time there, and you can, it makes it a little easier. Invariably, you're going to get to a situation where you absolutely have to wait. There's going to be no getting around it. All right, let's see if we can pop this line off here. I think my line has to go along here. There we go. There we go. All right. Hey, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere on this scene. But if you can persist through that, what you get in oils is an absolutely gorgeous blending medium. I mean, it is, whoa. If you want to do space art nebulas, and who doesn't, right? That will be your reward, because the blending is unbelievable. All right, we're going to give this guy, okay, so this guy's got kind of like, he's holding on. He's got his control sticks here, right? Again, guy. Okay, I'm just doing it. Alien's a dude. Again, morphology might not be. We're not sure what kind of alien this is. Got to give it another chance. Hey, no pressure. Before you, I mean, really, it's they're gorgeous. I like trying different media. I really like I like seeing what they're good for, what they're and that's just part of the whole thing. For a painting like this, I've tried oil paintings on the live stream, and I struggle with them because of the fact that it's hard. There's a way you can do oil painting in one sitting, right? It's the Bob Ross and whoever the guy was that I forget his name, the other dude that used to teach painting on PBS, right? There's a technique. It's wet on wet. It's alla prima is what they would call it in the in the art world. Alla prima, where you can go start to finish with one day with oil paint. It's not impossible to do, and not by any means, right? But yeah, it's sometimes not. I'm just doing bits in here. You got to really practice and know what you're doing. Bob Ross used to like Bob Ross early on would practice each of his paintings a couple of times, and so he could go on and whip it out. And his shows were only 20 minutes, so he really freaking had to do it. He absolutely had to do the practice so you could just get the thing done, right? There was no avoiding that. All right, so all flying saucers have these little, wedgy bits because presumably this part is like moving. There we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, this is cracking me up. Bum 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 bum. But yeah. Oh, I'm liking how this is all like, hey, look, I can get clouds. Look at that. Let's do some clouds, everybody. Happy little clouds. My very technical cloud making skills with my fingers here. So yes, there we go. So if someone buys this painting, they can identify me by my fingerprints on it. There we go. Oh yeah. Also, apparently, my truck is easily fixed by R&R fuses. Woohoo! That's so great. Got to Greebly the saucer. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I got to Greebly the saucer. It's very important. There's got to be like access. Oh wait, hold on. Come here. I need my dark color again. There's got to be like little access panels, little things like that. And I actually have to get this. He's got a seat, right? He's got to be. There's got to be like an acceleration chair kind of thing behind him. There we go. And his little console. There we are. There we are. And then a little parting line on this side for this. All right, there we are. Da, 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 da. I gotta ask you, every stream I catch, you tried more metallic acrylic paints? Oh yeah. In fact, I've got a couple right here. I've got a real nice. Where's my gold? Oh, maybe I pulled them out for the model. Yeah, I've got a. In fact, this one has a really good, has some good ones here. Iridescent bright gold, fine. This one's so good. Here, let me grab something while I'm letting this set up here. Let me show you. I don't want anything on my hands. Let me do this. Where did it go? Where did that shit go? So, maybe I showed this a few months ago. I can't recall. Oh. This is let me pull this out. We're going to come back to it in a sec. So I did this model. This is the what is this, 2500 scale? Oh, look, one of my decals flipped. Anyway, so this is the Strange New Worlds Enterprise from Round 2 Polar Lights. And on this model, I don't know if you can see it very easily, but I did use that gold paint on the dish. It actually registers very, very well. Yeah, so yeah. And I use that very stuff. I've got a couple. I've got a copper. I think the copper's over by my model bench. I don't have it with me. This thing's all decals. Holy smokes. It was all decal. But happy times and metallic paint. I don't like, so yeah. Do you recommend a wet palette for acrylics? No. Actually, a wet palette is it is very good to have, right? And actually I have a couple. But like on a painting like this, I mean, I'm not putting a lot of paint out. You can control it pretty easily. It's going to dry anyway. But excuse me, where a wet palette works well is if you are running something where you have a couple, you're going to need a couple of days or more time, then it will help you keep some of your mixed paints going well. So in that case, it is. But I find that wet palettes, and like I said, I've got one. I just don't use it a lot. I will. I'll use them for bigger projects, like if I know I've got to do a stopping, come to a stopping point of some kind. But I find that when like heavy body acrylics will obviously in contact with any kind of moisture, they'll thin out, right? So there's a whole trick to keeping the wet palette properly wet. Like there's a fine line between being soaking wet where it becomes useless and dry, and it's just it comes with practice, right? But what would usually happen with me in wet palettes is I'd get my wet palette set. I have all my colors in there. I'm like, okay, cool, cool. And then something happens, and I come back, and it's 3 weeks later, like literally 3 weeks later, and I open up my wet palette, and it's just fuzzy because for whatever reason, the medium and the environment in a wet palette is makes it easy for mold to grow. So I've seen a lot of fuzzy acrylic paint, which is really weird, but it happens. It's really strange. Anyway, too funny. But it's personal preference. Okay. It's like tools for cars, right? Have the wet palette. Don't necessarily need to use it for everything that I do. That kind of thing. So there you go. All right, so I'm gonna grab. I've grabbed my dark again, and I'm gonna try to come in and define some of these. I grabbed some of the green that I had with my dark, and we're gonna just try to fill in some details. There we go. And please, I'm not trying to dissuade you from getting a wet palette. I just I found that they maybe don't provide as much help as you might think. I guess that'd be the way to go. Yeah, I like to wet my palette with a Pinot Grigio. Officer thinking, Wes. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got 163 X-Wing ordered to get back to it at 163 scale. So that's like scale is that? Is that like the old is that like the original one that came out in the 70s? Because that is a weird scale, and I don't know what scale that one was. Um, that's really fun. That's really awesome. Star Wars model, like if you want to paint spaceship models, Star Wars models, absolutely. They're unforgiving, or they're very forgiving, I should say, not unforgiving. Star Trek models, unforgiving, to say the least. You can have so much fun with. I was just putting in this green along here. You can have so much fun. You shoot a good color on that model, and then you just dirty it. It's it's so refreshing. Oh my god, yes, that's really cool. Um, and when I read about like how they weathered the original models, I mean, it was like they shot them with their insignia white or something. I forget which white it is. It's Humbrol colors. Humbrol was a model kit paint company way back in the day. So they would shoot them all with white, and then just lots of washes and just let them drip down. They just got them really dirty. Yeah, most are 1/72, right? Exactly on the market. That's really wild. I I had one of the studio scale X-wing fighter models in my possession for the longest time, and I sold it. It was big. It was really really cool. Um, I kind of regret selling that one, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? I have a wet palette box. Don't use the moisture pad. Just spray the paint with water mist or seal it up, and only yeah, right. It saves it for a couple of days, right? It's not impossible by any means. It's just I find that um, there's and it is pretty mission critical too when you have a paint that you want to keep across a couple of days, right? But I have been disciplining myself to just mix my paints. Like it for me to mix paints twice and try to get it to where it needs to be or in the ballpark enough where I can use it, that was kind of a like I was forcing myself to do it, as practice, right? So like don't take shortcuts on mixing. Like just knuckle down and freaking figure it out. That was my that was the self-talk I was giving myself, right? So it was like, just do it. Just do it. And I started finding that you kind of start getting a sense of your like how much paint you need, how much you need to mix, blah blah blah. And honestly, yeah. So once you kind of get to a comfort level there, then the wet palette becomes a little less necessary, I guess you could say. I don't know. It's weird. Boy, do I have opinions on wet palettes? Apparently I do. So my apologies. Yeah, do what you want. The guy talked a lot about wet palettes. No one knows what they are. I don't even know where mine is. It's probably like sitting behind me, I think. All right, let's get in and oh man, get that out of there. Let's get in and get some I know I should be like zooming in better on this. Maybe I can. Okay, that's too dark. I'm trying to get some shading on our UFO alien guy here. There we go. So he's not just straight green, right? So we have to actually give him some depth, give him some life. I just mix as I go too. Mostly, I don't waste a lot of that. It's good discipline. I find it's good discipline. I need my darker green again. Darn it! I have diluted my green a little too much. Ooh, I could try a different one. This was my green gold. Let's try that. See if it gives me any little effort, little difference on this guy. There we go. All right. Oh yeah. Nope, not at all. I need to go darker, Mr. Doll. Oh, that's too much. I see the problem. I had too much paint on there. There we go. But it is making them greener. Rhonda says, I also mix as I go. I like that it keeps my colors constantly changing. Yeah, that's that moment you get when you're kind of like, this is going to be hard to see, but I am giving him some good green. When you get into the rhythm of your painting and you've got your colors going, you kind of just get into. That's where I like having fun. I like I'll pre-sort some colors that I know I'm going to use, but then it becomes an exercise of reusing them, and that's how we build a scene, right? That's one way of keeping the integrity of your scene, if you will, right? Exactly. All right. Let me take a second here. See if I can't. That's about as far as I can go. Sorry, folks. Oh, it's it. We're. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh, hello. There we go. That's about as close as I can get. But let's just go with it and see where we're at. I also have a water spot right there. I want that off. Okay, cool. Oh man, I am having a good time. Get my face out of the way. I am having a good time with this. What I'm liking so far, I've got I need to render the 3D-ness of this, but I like where the colors were. I'm feeling like I've got a pretty good like basic on here. Oh, it's really kind of out of focus, isn't it? Let's just see if we can't there we go, a little bit better. All right. And then get this out of the way. There we go. So I'm liking the color balance. A lot of times when I do a blue sky, I go a little too light. Thank you, Raoul Duke. I appreciate it. So I've been forcing myself to really look at the relationship between sky color and objects. Now, I don't see a lot of UFOs with aliens around my house, but I do see a lot of other homes and trees around here. But good one, Raoul Duke. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm noticing a lot. So a lot of times I've noticed that I was not. Obviously a sky is going to have a deep dark hue, but I was making them too bright, right? I mean that's good for sometimes a day, but for like this, I'm exaggerating it a little darker on this scene just so that anything light which will be shininess on the UFO, shininess on whatever this thing is right here, and details on our victim down here are going to be the things that that I'm looking at. All right. And actually, what's kind of fun is I'm not actually looking at the painting. I'm actually looking over at my monitor because it's fun to be able to see your painting from a different perspective. And I always take photos with my phone. Or now that I'm on the live stream, I can just look at it on the live stream, which is pretty cool. Here we go. All right. So I just put these the dark marks on this. I want to go over this whole thing with another like shading to set it off away from the sky and connect it up together. And our victim down here needs a head. So I'm gonna get the head in here right now. And for the head, we're gonna use a little bit of this. How's this pronounced? Pyrrole orange. Is that how it's pronounced? There we go. Yeah, Pyrrole orange. Hey, how many of you seen Alex Garland's movie from 2024? His latest, the one that has, oh gosh, I'm picturing her face, and I can't make her name come out. That's really weird. Yeah. Anyway, Alex Garland movie, 2024. Good movie. I've watched it 6 times. You need a head right there. Okay, we got the head. A little hint of the hands. There we go. All right, there we go. Ah, perfect. Bum 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 bum. I might be able to get away with this. Here we go. Might be able to get away with that. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we can't do this after all. I'm going over it with a little bit of my sky blue because I really kind of wanted to make this feel like chrome a little bit, and I don't know if I'm able to pull it off. We're going to find out. But I think I'm close. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of chromey. Is there going to be a cow? No. Well, there's a bovine. Human. No cow. All right. This is going to be tricky. I got to figure out how to darken this, and if it's going to be a color. I don't think it's going to be a color, though. I think it's going to be a gray. How is it looking? Okay, this is feeling pretty good. All right. In the meantime, let's just work on some details down in this corner while I let all this go, because I want to do kind of a final pass on the flying saucer part as you know, just to sort of tighten that up as the final. But let's get some wreckage in here, right? We need to look at this as a house that was just split in two by this thing, and so we have to put like our little hook. Whoa, hello, saw mate. I should just do I should do the cow, but that isn't gonna happen right now. So yeah, so we're gonna have this, and then the thing goes through. But the white is gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna help. There we go. And then some boards. Boards sticking out of the house, and a bit on there. Yeah, there we go. So you're saying the cow is in the attic. There we go. That's a good way of putting it. Yes. The cow is in the attic. That's like the code, right? Attention. Yes. Da 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 da. I'm just kind of adding. I'm kind of drawing in details with my with my with this kind of. It's not even white either. It's just sort of gray. It's my 80% gray, so we're okay. And I'm just making this up. I'm imagining driveways, right? Driveways in the suburbs is what I'm imagining here, and that's where I'm getting the details. And I'm just kind of laying them in. I'm not being very, it's actually the mailbox. All right, let's get this. I'm doing little highlights on the snake-like appendage. Code for what exactly? Nothing. Here we go. I was kind of starting to get some Soriyama colors going in here accidentally. It's hard to see, I know, but there is some stuff in here. If you're on the Discord, please join on the Discord if you wanna. I swear the Discord isn't dead. Anybody think the Discord's dead? I don't think the Discord was dead. I feel like it was resting a little bit. Resting with me, it was resting. So yeah, it was just resting. It was pining for the fjords, right? I don't feel it was dead. It's not dead yet. I'll be dead by next Thursday. I don't want to go in the cart. All right, folks. Occasionally, Monty Python just finds its way into my brain, and there we are. So nothing can be done. It's a tragedy. I was exposed to Monty Python. Not much I can really do. I claim madness entirely. There we go. All right. Woohoo! Okay. I think I'll go for a walk. Crash. There we go. When I visioned it, there was a lot more. I wasn't envisioning this corner to be as small as it is, and so I feel like maybe, like many of my paintings, sometimes I feel like these are sketches for something that could be bigger. So bear with me, folks, while I just work my way through these. There are some of the live stream paintings I've done that I absolutely think would make fantastic larger paintings, and this may be one of them. We'll just see how it is, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just get some tree trunks in here, just to kind of add some panache to this, which will help up close. Trust me. I don't know how well I can see it. I haven't gone to 4K yet on my recordings here, and forgive me. I think I'm still at I'm still at not 4K. Let's put it this way. So I know I'm gonna have to do that soon. I'm just afraid my camera will not like it for some reason. Let's get some details on these houses, because they can't just be sitting there without windows and so forth, or any of that kind of stuff. There we go. Crash. And let's just get some more boards. Crash. Bum 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 bum. I feel like there's a little nod to War of the Worlds too, because in both movies and in the book, they end up in a house that's wrecked by aliens, and so this is one of them. So imagine this being kind of like a yeah, kind of like that. There we go. Now, what I have to do, let's see. I almost need a gray, don't I? I almost need my 50% gray. Maybe, because this is the underside of the saucer, and in theory, if it's steel, it's going to be a little dark. So I'm going to try something, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. I'm going to do it anyway, and you guys can tell me, guys and ladies, forgive me. You guys tell me So that's the gray. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I want this. And a little touch of my... Oh, hello. Little touch of my high flow medium. Just not much. Just like I'm literally just going with a drop or two. This adds a little bit of a suffocant to the paint. I'm finding that when I do that in any capacity, it makes it flow better. You don't need a lot. Theory, this is the sort of thing supposed to make it a lot easier for you to airbrush. And it's true. It does. But it also helps your brush painting. So there we go. All right, everybody. UFO time. Guys is gender neutral. Same with dude. Yeah, I know. It is. It is. I just, you know. I'm attempting to make sure that I am respectful. Believe it or not. I do have a general desire to be generally respectful to other human beings, even the ones that don't deserve it. No, not them. No, that's terrible. No, I meant in general. In general. Okay, there we go. So I needed to darken this up, and it's kind of needs a little blue. Needs a little blue. Right. I think I'm gonna just do that. Yeah, I need this darker. I like that. I like it darker. I know I'm covering up my details again. That's the important part, right? But I do think it needs to be darker. And to that end, I'm going to get some darker blue to do it. There we go. Anyhow, so while I'm mixing this up and doing this, I was mentioning earlier, I'm having a grand time watching the restored, upgraded Mad Men, which we haven't seen in a long time. And we were like, let's just see what it looks like, right? So we watched the first episode over the holidays on HBO Max, and it took off. It took off for us. We're watching a lot of it. There we go. Let's do this. Yeah, see, I like this. Yeah, I like the dark here. Let me just turn it back. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is making it. This was important. I needed to do this side darker anyway, so we're just gonna go with it. There we go. Do that. And I'm not going to worry about covering up my things because I like where that's going. There we go. I need it. Where'd the dark go? Where'd my dark go again? Dark go again. Yeah. So Mad Men, good show. I couldn't remember if it was going to hold up well or not, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I think they did a good job with that show. I believe that is one of the good shows. And yeah. I am a fan. The bottom of the UFO needs Enterprise Aztecing, right? Oh yeah, yeah, the Aztecing. Yeah, it's don't make me Aztec, I swear. It was funny. Somebody posted about the Star Trek designer Andrew Probert, who worked on not only Next Gen but Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and he's the one. Well, his ship anyway. He and Rick Sternbach both worked on it. And I don't know who did the who committed to. I think the Aztec pattern was actually done in paint. It was not part of the design. Andrew Probert absolutely hated the Aztec look on these starships. He, in his words, and he was sitting next to me at Wonderfest, what he said it makes it look like it's just been built with a bunch of 4x8 pieces of plywood, which probably it is if you're thinking about the sets. Oh, he was funny. By his own admission, he's arrogant, and I'm not going to hold that against him, right? I mean, whatever. It was a joy to talk to him. What was really cool about it was he just kind of plopped next to me at Wonderfest. None of the festivities had really started, and I was finishing a a Friday session. And even though I was kind of a nobody, I'm just kind of a nobody, right? Nah, he sat and chatted about it. It was really cool. I had a good time. I laughed with him on it, and yeah. But the Aztecing, yes, the freaking Aztecing. No way, man! You can't make me do it. The only madmen I watch are those who are crazy enough to pick up a brush. Ah, that good, that good. It I actually very briefly was able to work in with advertising folks when I was at Razorfish. Well, I mean, they always had the advertising. It was digital advertising, right? I was on the UX team, so I didn't get involved with a lot of their digital ad campaigns, but we worked in the same floor. And yeah, having been around ad people, some smart motherfuckers there, let me tell you. I was sitting there going, I chose the wrong profession. I was sitting there, wanking out on these, the user experience of a hotel in Hawaii, which was fun. Don't get me wrong, but wanking, yeah, there, nice job, Chris. And they were working on some really cool stuff. I got to see a little bit of the magic. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, it was a good time. It was a real good time. Not gonna lie. I felt myself very fortunate having just met some of those folks, and even though this was like 2010, it certainly wasn't 1966 or whatever year Mad Men decided to take on. You get the DNA of the people is there. Let me put it that way. So I'm like, well, okay. And I came into the show Mad Men later than most people. Yeah. All righty. Look at this action. We've actually got we got a UFO dude. We got some UFO stuff going on. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Hey. All righty. I'm closing in on some finishing touches because I'm probably going to wrap this up in the next 20 minutes or so. So if any of you see anything that I'm missing, obviously missing, please let me know. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to get the nice white spots on this. Oh, sorry. We're going to get the. I have to kind of do the. Yeah, in theory, this would be a nice straight line, but my hand is jumpy from the coffee that I had just before this. So thank you. Let's just do that. Yeah, bing, bing, bing. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have a little. We're gonna chase this edge right there so that it's a nice shine. It's a nice shiny sauce. There we go. We're gonna do that. And then we're going to get the bottom of this. Because this is going to be a shiny metallic saucer. An open garage with a foosball table inside. For the bigger painting, for sure. Yeah. Boom. Look at this action. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this. Ah, I'm cracking up. I'm cracking myself up. All right, here we go. We need the eye dots. There we go. We need the edge of the skull. Little bit of details there. The teeth. There we are. A little bit of action on the claws there, and there we go. Chair bit. There we go. I didn't do it. He's not very well defined, unfortunately, but we'll get there. All right, there we go. All of these little bits right here are going to help sell the idea that this thing is metal as F. Right? It's metal. Metal. There we go. And let's get a nice little, whoops, not that color. I picked up some black. We're going to need this to be like dot, 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 dot. So this is all chrome, so I'm giving the chrome highlights on this thing. Boop, 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 boop. I know you got to make the sound effects. That's a very important part of all of this. I hope you realize. You know, if you ever sit there listening to me going, "Oh my God, he's crazy," please just take a moment and feel sympathy for poor Stephanie because she has to listen to me all day long like this. And you know what? She goes to work and I'm stuck here with 20 cats, and then I get home or she gets home and I'm just like she's like, "Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, shut up. Shut up." No, she's not like that. I'm kidding. It's almost like that. It is. She gets home and I'm just like, yeah, hey, human. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So we got a little bit of face on this one. There we go. A little bit of this. Okay, there we are. I know there's a lot I could do to beef this up a little bit, but I'm kind of feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling like sorry about that, everybody. I'm on manual focus today, so I will do this. There we go. Hey, we're kind of feeling it here, aren't we? Da da ba ba da 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 da. I think I need a little signature action on here. And look at that. That's a thank you, Raoul Duke. Look at that, everybody. Just like that, we have our first painting of 2026. We're going to put a little signature down there. There we go. All right. Now, again, please consider this kind of a sketch. I know there's going to be a lot more detail on this one, but let's see what we can do. Here, I'm just going to hold it up to the other camera. There we go. All righty. The reveal. Whoa, hello. Oh, this camera is so much. Okay, so this camera has so much more. The hue saturation is so much higher. But here we go. I present to you Alien Abduction. There we are. And that is a White House. Yes, it is. There we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Yay. I'll post a photo of this in the Discord after I clean up here. And we'll call it good from there. There we go. Yay. First one of 2026. Boom. Now, I like the cow, you know, the UFO kidnapping the cow motif. So I might have to return and do one of those as well. We'll see. I'm painting a lot. I'm painting a lot in the studio here, more than what I'm revealing to anybody. And if any of you are still on Patreon, along with the live stream, I'm going to be restarting some of that. So I've been working on the content for Patreon as well. So that's a little bit of writing. I'm going to take a chance because if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. That's coming up. Also, we are in the process of recording podcasts with my pal Andrew, the Forgotten Futures podcast. So that will be launching here pretty soon. We're going to go through. We've accumulated a few of those. That's going to be exciting. It pops. Thank you. It pops. It does pop. There we go. What else is coming up here? The web store. There's going to be some news on my online web store here pretty soon. If you do go to the website, my website, Christopher-Dahl.com, I still have paintings for sale there. It occasionally throws an error, and it looks like a security error, but there's only one way for me to address it, so I'm probably going to have to do something pretty drastic. But I could tell you right now, and I've been over this with WordPress, the people that host it. What's happening is, back when I was on Bluehost, my website, Christopher-Dahl.com, was hosted on a server that had a bunch of a bunch of miscreants and malfeasance going on. So basically, they put you on. It's like your business is along with 100 other businesses working off the same server, so they all have the same IP address. And once one of those gets bad, you get blocked. You get blocked by everybody. You get blocked by Comcast, AT&T, basically anybody, Verizon, all of them. You can get unblocked, but it's a slow process. So I'm going on about 3 years now since I left Bluehost, and I've been on WordPress. There's still flags that come up that say, "Oh, it's dangerous." So just don't buy if it does that. It's not really dangerous. It's just I can't get it resolved. I fixed everything I can possibly fix from the software side, and there's no malware on it. Verified by the folks at Automattic who run WordPress or own and operate WordPress. So if you find something on the site you want and you don't want to purchase it through the store there, drop me a line and I'll work out something for you directly. And within a couple of weeks here, we're gonna have a little news on the website. So yeah, lots of fun things going on. Awesome. Thank you everybody for joining me today. This is a good time. I'm gonna try to get back onto this regular schedule. It'll probably still be Fridays around this time, three or so in the afternoon. And as my energy and ability to get back into the swing of things picks up, we'll be doing more of them. All righty. Here we go. Let's take another look at it again there. All right. Right on there. Hey, remember Rafi said he was going to write your book for a... Yeah, fuck, that'll be the day. All right. Sorry. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Friday afternoon. I'm gonna roll you out with the outro with the painting, flinging star. We didn't have stars on this one. We didn't have stars. I barely had warm colors, Rhonda. I'm so sorry. The only warm colors I got was that darn yellow in there. There we are. All right, folks. Be safe. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time. See ya. All right. So I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here. And let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know?
I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting.